I had wanted to go sailing again for quite a while. We already had some experience from our previous trip, but before a new sailing holiday, the same beautiful picture still appears in your head. Greece, the Ionian Islands, a catamaran, clear water, quiet bays, sunsets, and dinners on deck. It all sounds like a relaxing week away, but a yacht quickly reminds you that it isn't exactly a hotel on the water. It is a small floating home that constantly needs to be cleaned, stocked, moored, maintained, fixed, and kept in order, and ideally you don't lose anything important along the way. Like the dinghy, or the drone, on this trip we sailed through the Ionian Islands of Greece on a Bali catamaran. We started from the marina in Lefkada, visited Meganisi, Sami, Fiskardo and Sivota, swam in quiet bays, accidentally went on several hikes, cooked on board, squeezed into crowded marinas, and slowly got used to the fact that life on the water follows its own rules. It is beautiful, but it isn't perfect or polished, and that is probably why it stays with you. Our journey began in Preveza. We landed at the airport, took a transfer, and drove to the marina in Lefkada, where our catamaran was waiting for us. We have arrived. Checking into a hotel is usually simple. You get a key, carry in your suitcase, look around the room, and go for a walk. On a yacht, things start a little more actively. Loading of products has begun. Almost immediately after we arrived, the others showed up in a taxi with all the groceries. So the romantic beginning of our week at sea quickly turned into a full-scale unloading operation. Bags, boxes, bottles of water, food, everything had to be carried aboard, unpacked, and stored somewhere sensible. Preferably somewhere that would prevent us from searching for salt between the towels and phone chargers later in the week. We are going to our cabin. At that moment, the yacht didn't feel like a form of transport. It felt like a small apartment that urgently needed to be made ready for living. Our cabin was larger than the one we had on our previous sailing trip, and this time the toilet was electric. On land, that might not sound particularly exciting. On a yacht, details like that suddenly feel like a major upgrade in comfort.
There's one switch at the top. It both fills and flushes.
Mm-hmm.
This one only flushes.
Mm-hmm.
This one only fills.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. We got it done much earlier than we thought we could. This was the hardest part of the day.
Our first evening was still very calm. We went to a restaurant right next to the boat. I ordered a Greek salad, which didn't look quite like the Greek salads I was used to. And some grilled chicken. Everything was delicious. After dinner, we used the marina showers and went to bed. The next morning, real yacht life began. I went to wash up. I need to go to the marina, wash up there, and come back. That's my morning routine. We leave at 8:30, but I'm going to wash up with this look I'll show you now. The cat is lying down. He's washing himself too. 7:23. I slept great. My recovery is 84. I slept for 7 hours and 3 minutes. The temperature is already 20 degrees this morning. What a beautiful view. Good morning. I'm all washed up, cleaned up, fresh clean, a new day. Let's go. Our yacht is called Phoenix, and there the guys are already getting ready. I went to wash up, then we cleaned the deck and prepared to leave. The deck is being raised, pancakes are being cooked, and coffee is brewed. For our first breakfast, we have pancakes, bananas, peaches, and Nutella. I'm off to eat. Pancakes, Nutella, yogurt, and we're just spreading it on.
We throw down these ropes. I give the command. We throw down the moorings.
To get out of the marina in Lefkada, you sail through a long channel. As the boat slowly moves along the coast, you finally start to feel that the journey has actually begun. At first, the boat kept pulling slightly to the right, nothing too serious, but on the first day, you always want everything to feel calm and predictable. Eventually, we fixed the problem, the yacht started moving more smoothly, and I even had a chance to take the helm. You stand there with the water ahead of you, land on both sides, and the marina disappearing behind you. A small captain wakes up somewhere inside. Maybe not a captain. More like an assistant to a trainee captain. Still, it feels good. Delicious ice cream. Our first stop was near the island of Meganisi in a bay close to the twin villas. It was our first time anchoring on this trip and it didn't go entirely smoothly. In a finished video, a yacht sitting in a bay looks very peaceful. A white catamaran, blue water, sunshine. Perfect. In reality, someone is checking the depth, someone is holding a rope, someone is watching where the boat is drifting, and someone else is trying to work out whether everything is actually going according to plan, and plans have a habit of slowly falling apart. At one point, we almost lost the dinghy, the small inflatable boat you use to reach the shore when the yacht is anchored farther out. The rope got caught in the propeller, the engine stopped working properly, and our peaceful anchoring process immediately became a little more stressful. At the same time, I was trying to launch the drone while the boat was moving. That also almost ended with the drone having a very brief introduction to the Ionian Sea. It fell while I was trying to launch it, but luckily everything turned out fine. My drone crashed. Eventually, we managed to anchor, take a breath, and go swimming. That is one of the best things about being on a yacht. A few minutes earlier, you were fixing something, holding a rope, checking the boat, and worrying about the dinghy. Then suddenly, you are swimming in clear water and looking back at the catamaran from the sea. We went swimming, I've already washed and changed, but look what I want to show you. We have a window in our cabin and you can see the fish through it. For lunch, I had buckwheat with parmesan, avocado, a summer salad, and a sandwich like this. I also tried this non-alcoholic Mythos beer. It's delicious. After swimming, we sat down for lunch. We had buckwheat with cheese, vegetables, and parmesan. Not the most obvious meal for a trip around the Greek islands. But food works differently on a yacht. After the sun, the water, and all the small jobs on board, even a simple hot meal can feel almost restaurant quality. That evening, some of the group decided to go ashore for a walk. Since the dinghy motor wasn't working, Misha rowed them over. On a yacht, the simple phrase, "let's go into town," can quickly turn into a separate adventure. First, you have to find a way to reach the shore. Then you have to work out how to get back. Meanwhile, someone stays behind to fix the engine, sort out the equipment, or simply watch the sun disappear behind the islands. That evening, I also repaired the drone, changed the propellers, and eventually managed to fly it again. After the first failed launch, every successful flight felt like a small victory. That was our first full day on the water. Dinner, buckwheat, cheese, tuna, and garlic. I'm making a rat trap. It turns out rats can crawl onto the yacht using these ropes. So you need to cut a bottle like this and hang it on the rope. When they bump into it, they can't get past it and fall. Day 2, good morning. The following morning we got up at 7:30, raised the anchor and sailed towards Chione. The crossing took around 4 hours and was completely uneventful. It's morning, we've unmoored and are sailing. Look how beautiful and quiet it is. And over there, they're already making apple pie. Beautiful. We also had a very good, almost royal breakfast. This is what our breakfast looks like today. Let's open it and take a look. Scrambled eggs, pancakes, buckwheat, yogurt. The crew are already eating bon appetit, apple and pear pie. Breakfast quickly becomes an important part of the day on a yacht. Someone chops vegetables, someone cooks, someone makes coffee, and someone sits nearby, creating the impression that they are providing essential moral support. We're getting close. We're about to moor. My job is to lower the gangway and run along it. Then pick up the ropes, thread them through the cleat, and throw them back. We'll see how it all goes. We arrived in Chione and moored the boat. It wasn't perfect, but it went well enough. Look at these beautiful bottles. We moored right there. After that, we decided to go to the beach. It sounded simple, but there is a special kind of travel experience where you leave for a quick walk to the beach and several hours later realize you are now on a full hiking trip. It's supposed to be a 2-hour, 1 heart-pound hack, and the climb is about 600 kilometers. But look at the views already opening up. Beautiful, the beginning of the hike, and here's our catamaran. Look, it's the biggest one. In one of my episodes, we ate wild pomegranate and an olive in Montenegro. It wasn't very tasty. We walked for a while, then we walked a little farther. The route became longer than expected, and eventually our casual beach walk turned into an almost 6-hour hike to Anogi and back. Look at the butterflies flying. It's so beautiful here. There are so many of them. It's already shaded here, and it's nicer to walk. It's very hot in the city. There are some gardens to the left. Look at that tree. It's like something out of The Lord of the Rings. Wow, that's a really big spider. There were a lot of spiders along the way, a lot. Igor walked in front with a stick, clearing spider webs from the path so the rest of us could get through. We called it opening portals. It looked funny, but after a while it became clear that without someone like him, the group would have made much slower progress. Situations like this quickly show everyone's role in the team. Someone handles navigation, someone provides moral support, someone makes jokes, and someone quietly keeps walking, hoping there will be water soon. Everyone has some kind of problem. Sausage fingers, calluses.
The main thing is, you're fine, handsome and plump.
There you go. We've reached the Heracles monolith like the planet from Dune. Arrakis, only Heracles. We're almost there. We're heading to the city of Anogi. We eventually reached Anogi. We fed some cats, bought water, and tried to find a taxi. That part didn't work out, so we had to walk all the way back. At the top, we found a strange sculpture of a woman who looked like she was singing karaoke, with monkeys beside her.
Hello.
The whole thing was so unexpected that we didn't even feel the need to understand it. Sometimes a place stays in your memory not because you understood everything, but because it left you with one simple question. What exactly did we just see? The way back was more difficult. Rocks, uneven ground, heat, tired legs, and more spiders. But there were also beautiful views, olive trees, and that familiar feeling when you are already beginning to regret the hike, while also knowing that this is probably the part you will remember later. We continue walking to Kion, an hour and almost 3 kilometers. Surprisingly, the Crocs are quite suitable for hiking. I thought it would be worse, but the Crocs cope. We reached the road here. We're tired. Now we'll follow the road. Okay, we're still walking. We just have to cross the mountain and we're at the marina. We're tired. The hike has already taken 5 hours and 37 minutes. The distance is 15 kilometers in the heat. When we finally returned to Kioni, I bought a non-alcoholic beer and we went to the nearest beach for a swim. Technically, the plan was completed. We did go to the beach. It just happened to involve almost 6 hours of hiking first. So we're back from our hike. It was a great hike. 6 hours, I really enjoyed it. I took a bath and it's just so cool. After 6 hours of hiking, look, the cat's eating. I washed up and I'm heading to the restaurant to eat, and the whole team is already there. Day 3. Now I'll show you what's out there. We docked in the city of Kion yesterday. By the way, someone's already leaving. The next day we sailed towards Sami. Olya and I were on breakfast duty, so we made shakshuka, while the others bought fresh bread rolls. It turned out really well. Cooking on a yacht is its own form of teamwork. There isn't much space. People are constantly walking past you. Someone is looking for something. The boat may be moving slightly. And you still want breakfast to be genuinely good, rather than something everyone politely describes as, well, at least we tried. We're cooking today, and I forgot to take a picture. Anyway, we had shakshuka. The guys also bought some pastries and pita bread. It's a quick breakfast today. We're all sailing away. We've unmoored. There we were standing. After breakfast, we left Kioni and continued sailing. We're hanging the fenders. It's done like this. The fender is hung, see? It's important that one rope goes down and the other up. There, the fender is hanging. There's a good chance we'll end up on this beach, because one boat is leaving from there and another one is about to pass by. Look how many boats there are, it's amazing. We left a little late, it's like we're on some kind of highway. Along the way, we stopped near a small beach and went swimming. It was one of the most relaxing moments of the entire trip. You approach a beach and there is almost no one there. Just us, the water, the rocks, and the yacht nearby. There is something special about arriving at a beach from the sea. You didn't drive there. You didn't arrive with a tour group. You didn't have to find a place among dozens of other people. You simply sailed up to the shore, and for a little while the beach felt like it belonged to us. I filmed underwater, went swimming, had a non-alcoholic beer, and simply enjoyed being there. Moments like this don't always look like the biggest events of a trip, but later they often become the clearest memories. Not because there was a famous landmark or a view you had to tick off a list. Everything simply came together. The water, the silence, the sun, the people, and the feeling that you had arrived in exactly the right place. After swimming, we continued to Sami. Up there, that's someone's private residence. It's not advertised, it's not revealed whose residence it is. It's just someone's. It's a very nice place, like this guy living on an island in his own private residence. We moored alongside the quay and went for a walk towards the sea caves. We moored. Today we had a side mooring. I did it here. The guys did it there. Everyone's eating ice cream along the way. We're in the town of Sami. We're hiking to the caves with blue water. They are large caves filled with water of an incredibly deep blue color. It is difficult to talk about places like that without using the usual travel cliches. So sometimes it is better to stop talking and simply look. The color of the water really was extraordinary. Dense blue, almost unreal. Everything's dried up here, but here's the interesting thing. You can dive in and swim 5 meters under a rock and emerge on the other side, and there's a closed cave. The water is amazing. It's absolutely blue. I'm drinking non-alcoholic Mythos beer again to refresh myself. And here there's such a beautiful grotto and such blue water. And unusual rocks hanging down. And trees hanging above us. It's very beautiful from above. What beautiful flowers, look. After that, we planned to hike to another beach, but the path was in poor condition, so we turned back. After our previous 6-hour walk to the beach, this felt like a very mature decision. We didn't make it to the beach because the road there was very inconvenient, so we came here and enjoyed the waves. Done with it. Finish line. Instead, we went to the beach next to the yacht. I lay down, fell asleep to the sound of the waves, and reached a very simple but nearly perfect state of mind. That evening, we went to a restaurant and I finally had a really good chicken gyros. After swimming, sunshine, and walking all day, a gyros in Greece can feel like a tourist attraction in its own right. In short, it was very tasty. We walked around the town for a while, returned to the yacht, and played board games. Cool. A nice, pretty town surrounded by mountains and the sea. That's it. We're back. A cat came to visit us. At moments like that, the yacht stops feeling like transport. During the day, it carries you between islands. In the evening, it becomes your kitchen, living room, terrace, and the place where everyone gathers together. Morning. It's day 4:05. We're anchored in the town of Sami. The ferry has already departed. Yesterday it was here. This is where people unmoor their boats. It's a pleasant town. Today we're moving on. But first we'll see the caves we couldn't get into yesterday, and then we'll move on. Day 5, and this is our breakfast. Scrambled eggs, olives, vegetables. The next morning we return to the caves properly. We've arrived at the caves. There are such beautiful flowers here. Tickets are 10 euros. We'll go to the Milasine caves. We bought tickets for 10 euros and joined a boat tour.
2 more, please.
No, we're 8 of us.
8.
Yep.
That's it.
Inside the cave, you travel across the water in a small boat. The water has its unusual color because fresh water mixes with salt water from the sea. We're swimming into the cave. It's so damn narrow, wow. Wow, just look at it.
Stalactite, stalagmite, stalactites from the roof, stalagmite from the floor.
We swam here to the cave from there. A friendly Greek guide took us around and told us about the cave. Everything felt calm, beautiful, and slightly unreal. At the end, there was a funny moment with the tip. We wanted to give the guide 10 euros, so the note traveled around the group through a chain of handshakes until Olya finally passed it to him.
Color there, and 2 weeks later the color arrived here.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
I really like these small, ordinary scenes. They don't necessarily change anything, but they make a travel video feel alive. Travel isn't only about landscapes, it is also about people, gestures, awkward moments, laughter, and little details that you could never plan in advance. Overall, these are really cool caves. I really enjoyed them. After the caves, we returned to the yacht, left the marina, and sailed towards Fiskardo. We all left the city of Sami. It's 11:21. Non-alcoholic tonic. How do you like driving?
Super.
We're heading towards Fiskardo. And this is what we're having for lunch today. Pita, salad, and all these different spreads. The guys are also having wine and I'm having orange juice. We all moored and it was a really difficult mooring. Lesha and I swam over there to the shore, dragging these ropes through the water. And then we had to remoor. It was tough. But I wanted to show you. There's a super yacht here, look.
Alex, there are more interesting things around here.
This yacht costs 80 million.
Can someone film this idiocy?
Yes, I'm filming. I have a camera. And here a boat has run into another boat on the left, and they're doing something weird. They're pulling a rope over a tree and tying themselves to the tree, which is not allowed. There's some arguing going on, and I'm filming it. They're turning around. And where are they going to park? I don't understand.
Here on the right, we have enough space.
They have already dropped anchor. When we entered the marina, the traffic was extremely busy. Large yachts, small boats, dinghies, people standing on deck. Everyone was moving, turning, reversing, and trying to find a place. A French crew nearby hit the boat next to them and then almost hit us. After that, a super yacht arrived, and for a while the entire marina looked like a very expensive parking lot where nobody had enough space. From a distance, the sailing world looks calm and luxurious. Up close, you begin to see how much stress, calculation, and precision it involves. Half a meter to the right or half a meter to the left can be the difference between a normal evening and a very bad one. After all that activity, we went on a short walk to the lighthouse, explored the town and the waterfront, looked at the old buildings, and returned to the yacht to make dinner. We got there by dinghy. There's our catamaran over there. We made it. It was a quick hike, really only 8 minutes. The Venetian lighthouse. Fiskardo immediately feels different. It's a small, beautiful town with Venetian houses, a neat waterfront, restaurants, shops, and plenty of boats. It feels like a place tailored specifically for yachting tourism, not just a typical beach vacation, but for people who come here on boats, dine by the water, stroll along the waterfront, and watch other boats. We cook potatoes with tuna and capers. It's the 6th day, and this is our dinner. Wine, bulgur salad, potatoes, tuna with capers, Greek salad, and also some toasted pita bread. That's it, I'm off to eat. We sat on deck, ate, and watched the evening sky. Boats surrounded us, the water slowly became darker, and the lights of the town began to come on. It was a very peaceful evening. There was no big event, no plan, no need to go anywhere. Just dinner on deck after a full day. Sometimes that is enough. Day 5. Okay, day 6. I think I'm confused about the days. We have a new breakfast. For breakfast, we have fruit, nuts, leftover buns, honey, bananas, pita bread, and here's some porridge. The next morning, we had porridge for breakfast. took out the rubbish, left the marina, and sailed towards the lighthouse. We went to take out the trash. I'm showing you everything as it is, not just the beauty, but the real marine life. Bye-bye, Fiskardo. We make this cocktail with non-alcoholic gin. It's a grapefruit Schweppes or mojito with non-alcoholic gin and ice. It's delicious. And we're definitely keeping up. I launched the drone again. During the landing, one of the propellers caught my finger because I was worried the drone might fly into the yacht. It wasn't serious, but landing a drone on a moving boat once again proved that this isn't the ideal hobby for anyone looking for complete peace of mind. I cleaned up my finger, and while we continued sailing, Olya and I prepared lunch. I had an industrial injury. I was grabbing a drone and it cut my finger here and here. Honestly, it's painful and unpleasant. Here's my injured finger, and here's the beacon I was flying to film. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Let me know in the comments. Around lunchtime, we arrived in Sivota. The mooring went quite smoothly. We ate and then started a hike to Xilokeratiri Cove. We set out on a hike. Now the hike will only last an hour. It's very hot. The UV index is 9, let's go. It turns out the hike will only last 2 hours after all. The walk took around an hour in each direction. After our previous adventures, that almost sounded easy. The beach was beautiful, a small bay, clear turquoise water, very few people, rocks and green hills around us. We had a great time swimming there, even though the water was cool. Well, here we are. Welcome to Xilokeratiri Bay.
Picturesque view.
There are even steps to get into the water. Now I'll show you how clean the water is. Olya asked me to. Look, see how clear it is? Super clear water. The beach is so beautiful that you can just stand and gaze, so that the most important shot is saved not in files but somewhere in your memory. A construction worker on this beach. Look at that tower. By the way, they said it was very difficult to build. A very beautiful beach. Thank you to this beach. Look how unusual it is. I went for another swim before heading back. A very beautiful place. I really liked it. Such a practically deserted beach. We were here with another group of guys. I can't help but take another photo of the color of this water as a souvenir. Just look, it's amazing how beautiful. And now up, there's even a special rope here. I'm taking pictures of the clouds. Look how beautiful they are. We've all arrived. I'm giving this route a 4.8 out of 5. Although you could even give it a 5. I'm not a picky person. 5 would be fine. We went to a restaurant for dinner. After the beach, we returned to the yacht, took showers, and went to a restaurant. The food was excellent. I ordered swordfish, grilled goat cheese, and a Greek salad. After a long day, it was exactly what I needed. That evening we sat on the yacht and talked. We slowly reached that point in the trip where nobody really wanted to plan anything anymore. It was enough that everyone was there, the day had gone well, and there would still be more sea tomorrow. Good morning, today is Friday. That makes the 7th day. There are even a few clouds today. I'm already awake and now we'll be making breakfast. Today is our shift, and today we're sailing to our home marina. Our journey ends. Our final crossing took us back to Lefkada. That morning we made sandwiches with avocado and salmon, then we left the marina and started sailing back to our home base. Because the following morning we had to return the yacht.
Morning.
Look how beautiful it is. There's a butterfly flying over there. The wind became quite strong along the way. We even raised the sail, but the wind quickly disappeared.
Stop.
Then, as soon as we continued, it picked up again. We were slightly worried that mooring back in the home marina would be difficult, but everything went well. Returning to the same marina where the journey began creates a strange sense of completing a circle. Only a few days had passed, but the chaos of that first afternoon. The groceries, the bags, the unpacking already felt very far away. We're returning to our home marina. There's a corridor here, and we're about to enter it. Look at the wreckage. And there, even further away, are more wrecks. We're about to moor. So we've arrived, and this is our spot. The journey is over. Let's celebrate a successful mooring and journey. We were back in Lefkada. After lunch, we decided to walk to the beach for a swim. As often happened on this trip, the walk was much longer than expected. Almost 3 hours in the heat. Somehow we ended up on a hike for 4 hours. Look at my watch. We've been going for 1 hour and 23 minutes already. We've reached the kiters. What a huge wave. By the time we reached the beach, the wind had picked up. We could see a storm in the distance, the waves were strong, and swimming no longer felt completely safe. I went into the water for a while to jump through the waves, and I could feel the water pulling me back towards the sea. It was beautiful, but not in a peaceful way. On our final day, the sea seemed to remind us that it wasn't simply a background for our holiday. It had its own character. We've arrived, but the waves are really strong. There's already a storm and rain over there. The waves are simply knocking you off your feet. We walked back through the town and saw a different side of Lefkada. Not the tourist version, but the ordinary streets where local people live. There was less of the perfect holiday postcard feeling and more everyday life. We're walking and it's raining, and there's even a rainbow ahead. A rainbow and rain. The guys are standing and hiding from the rain, but it's really sunny out there. The 3-hour hike to the beach is over. That evening we had our final celebratory dinner. Everyone dressed up nicely, we ate together, returned to the yacht and began packing. Masha, are you happy with our trip?
Yes, it was really cool.
Igor, are you happy?
I'm happy. We need to do it again.
Lesh,
Everything was amazing. Thank you so much.
Sveta,
Everything was wonderful, simply amazing. I'm absolutely super satisfied and happy.
Olya,
I liked everything. All types of mooring and parking.
Lena, do you have anything to say? Did you like it?
I really liked it. It's a look at the Earth from a different perspective.
From the water?
From the water.
Let's finish here. Packing at the end of a sailing trip feels strange. That same morning, the yacht was still your home. Your clothes, food, towels, chargers, and cups were everywhere. This was where we made breakfast, played board games, dried our wet swimwear, discussed plans, got tired, laughed, and looked out at the water. Then everything had to go back into our bags. We had to clean up after ourselves and accept that the following morning, we would no longer be living on the yacht. The next day, everyone had to be standing on the shore with their bags by 8:45. That was the end of our sailing journey. We stepped off the catamaran and became land people again. We're leaving the marina. Bye-bye. But the trip wasn't quite over yet. We still had one more night on land. We rented 2 apartments with 2 bedrooms, a living room, and direct access to the swimming pool. After a week on a yacht, it felt almost like a palace. There was so much space, nothing was moving. You could open the door and simply walk to the pool without thinking about the anchor, the wind, or how to get ashore in the dinghy. This is the exit to the pool, with this lounge area. Before checking in, we decided to explore the area a little more. Our first stop was a local olive oil mill. Normally they don't offer tours. It wasn't one of those tourist attractions where everything is prepared for groups, tastings, and nicely designed information boards.
How you make it the bread? With
Flour.
bravo. She make it flour, and it's very special flour for sweets. She make it only the Israel people.
We simply asked whether they could show us around, and the owner agreed. He gave us a small private tour himself. No crowd, no schedule, and no rehearsed tourist presentation. He was simply open and kind enough to show us how everything worked. He explained how the olive oil was produced and showed us the equipment. It became one of those small, unexpectedly warm travel experiences. Sometimes the best places aren't the ones you carefully planned in advance. Sometimes they appear because, at exactly the right moment, you decided to ask a question. We had an exclusive tour. The factory is called Kavakis Olive Oil. I bought 2 bags of groceries there. It's pretty inexpensive. It's a super cool place. The coolest thing is that there are no tours here, and the owner himself gave us a tour. After that, we visited an ancient Greek amphitheater and walked through the old town. After the sea, the yachts, the bays, and all the mooring, this felt like a completely different layer of Greece. Not the postcard version with bright blue water, but a country where ancient stones still stand under the same everyday sun. Stones that are much older than all our roots, plans, and small worries put together. We walked around for a while, explored the area, and then went to check in. What followed was the simplest and honestly most necessary part of the day. We relaxed beside the pool, ate watermelon, melon, and cherries, sat together, talked, and didn't rush anywhere. After a week on a yacht, even a normal swimming pool can suddenly feel incredibly luxurious. Not because there is anything particularly special about it, but because you finally have solid ground under your feet, plenty of space around you, and water you can enter without checking the wind or setting an anchor. At some point we organized a race on inflatable rings. It was a completely unserious competition, but those are probably exactly the moments you need at the end of a trip. There is nothing left to prove, nowhere you need to be, nothing to repair, nothing to fight with, just a swimming pool, fruit, friends, and a quiet evening after a long week at sea.
Zero.
And it's only at the very end that you really understand that a yacht isn't just a way to see the islands. There are many ways to explore the Ionian Islands. You can stay in a hotel, drive to beaches, take tours, walk around the towns, but a yacht gives you a completely different experience. You're not just moving from one beautiful place to another. For a week, you become part of this small, self-contained life. You wake up on the water, cook for everyone, wash the dishes, keep track of your things, look for showers, take out the trash, get nervous during mooring, get excited when you find an empty beach, depend on the wind, and little by little you get used to the rhythm of the sea. And I think that's exactly how a good journey should feel.